Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Dupe 2 palette. This palette is a rumor dupe for the Life is a Drag palette by Manny MUA. We're talking about a $14.99 palette versus a $45 palette. They are on my eyes right now, so you can go ahead and make a guess as to which one you think is which one is the dupe palette, which one you think is the Lunar Beauty palette. Let me know down below. Before we get into that, if you want, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell button so you know when I come up with another video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is actually a negative towards CColor Cosmetics, the Dupe 2 palette, because I was just like a little disappointed when I saw this, but these are the covers or the boxes, whichever you want to call it. This is Life is a Drag. Very pretty. Very nice. This is Dupe 2. So I'm the type of person that actually keeps the box that the palette comes in. I know. Some people are like, you're crazy, Chris. Throw that crap out. But I actually like to keep them. Especially when they're pretty like this, I like to keep the box. I wasn't happy about this. They've come out with better boxes and better things to put it in. Better sleeves, you name it. I was not a fan of that. Not a fan. But that's just my personal opinion. My personal taste. You can completely ignore that if you don't give a crap about that. Alright, so let's go ahead and compare the covers. For the Life is a Drag palette by Lunar Beauty, you have Manny MUA's eyes on the cover. Very stunning, beautiful, beautiful cover. In the back, it has Lunar Beauty. It has Life is a Drag, Lunar Beauty's information here. It has the net wave and details like that. I'll get to that in a second. But it is pretty stunning. Now for the Dupe 2 palette, it's more like outer space and galactic. See the moon right here. You have the stars, the galaxies, all that stuff. And then in the back, it has information on the palette, etc., etc. Now in terms of the weight, the Lunar Beauty does feel heavier, but that might just be the actual like packaging itself. It feels more luxurious. This one does not feel that way. That is a big difference. The Life's a Drag palette, it is 21 grams for all of the shadows in total. When you divide that by 14, because there are 14 shades in here, it comes out to 1.5 grams per shadow. In the Dupe 2 palette, it is 1.714 grams per shadow. So you do get a little bit more in this one versus this one, even though this one does feel heavier. The Life's a Drag palette is also a little bit thicker in both ways. This one's slimmer and a little bit smaller. Each of these palettes come with a slip cover. The Dupe 2 slip cover comes with adhesive on the side. So when you first open this palette, you might smell adhesive. That's just from the tape on the sides. It's not the actual shadows itself, so don't panic. Both of these palettes also contain talc and mica, so if you're allergic to both of those things, don't even bother purchasing these bad boys. Now the Life is a Drag palette comes with a big mirror like this, and it has a beautiful design going all the way around. And the Dupe 2 palette has a big mirror, no design, but it does come with a pretty decent size mirror. Here, they are so dead on, so much alike. Like, are you kidding me? I thought CColor Cosmetics couldn't surprise me anymore, but shockery. So I'm going to bring this up closer so you guys can see. There are some of these shadows when you swatch them with a finger that you can see a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and take those shadows. I'm actually going to take a few of them, swatch it live for you before I go ahead and show you the pre-swatches that I made prior to recording this video. And if you already follow me on Instagram at Christinamolina Beauty, by the way, you already saw the swatches, so this is no shock for you. I'm going to go ahead and take Beats from Life's a Drag, and I'm going to take the dupe of it. By the way, CColor Cosmetics doesn't put names, so I'm just going to be calling it the dupe back and forth. Okay, here they are on my fingers. This one's Life's a Drag, this one is the dupe, and we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Let's see. 1 and 2. Ooh, too much. Okay, I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see it up close. I don't know if you can tell in the camera. I'm going to leave it right here because it seems to have a good shot. This one right here, which is the Dupe palette, looks a little bit more on the orange side, and this one up top looks more pink. On the eyes, there's not much of a difference, and I do have it on my eyes. The next ones I'm going to take is Shady, which, by the way, feels rough. And then the Dupe palette, it doesn't feel rough at all. It's actually so much more smoother, okay? So here they are on my fingers. Honestly, right here, you can kind of tell one is darker than the other. Can you see that? This one's Shady from the Life's Drag palette. Ooh. And then I'm going to take the one from Dupe 2. There you go. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is way more black than this one. You see that? Yeah. Next up, I'm going to take the yellows. So I'm going to go ahead and take Campy from the Life's of Drags palette. And then take the yellow from the Dupe 2 palette. So you guys can see. Ooh, put it down. Here we go on the fingers. Look at the difference in the camera. You can kind of see how bright this one is from Life's of Drag versus this one. But here we go. Let's put Life's a Drag right here. And let's put Dupe 2 right here. Once again, Dupe 2 looks darker, almost like a mustard. And this one is like a brighter mustard. They both kind of look mustardy to me. Not so much yellow. I'm going to go ahead and take Pageant Queen from both. Let's see. And let's take Snatched, which, by the way, feels just a little bit rough compared to the Dupe 2 palette. No, actually, they feel the same. Here they are, all on my fingers. Here we go. Let's take this one here, and here, this one here, and here. So there you go. Those are pretty spot on. There's really not much of a difference with those. I just want to show you the swatches live so you can see how it looks. But they look pretty much spot on. Last two I'm going to take is Legendary right here with Legendary. And then I'm going to take, let's do Fishy. And then it's Dupe. Okay, put that down. Here we go. Okay, Legendary. Let's put her at the bottom here. And then let's take a Fishy. We're going to put this one. I'm running out of space, you guys. Let's put it here. Right there. Oh, that's an ugly swatch. Sorry. Well, here we go. Legendary's all the way down here. They look pretty spot on. I mean, one slightly looks darker in the camera. Now, in terms of the blues, they look spot on. I don't see much of a difference with those. Alright guys, well here are the rest of the swatches. These are all one swipe swatches. I did not go in twice at all today. So I don't know if you guys can tell with some of the ones that I mentioned already how it looks a little different. And if you can't tell, then that's probably a good thing for Dupe 2. But honestly, when you apply these to the eyes, I mean, you really cannot see that much of a difference. So let me know what you guys think so far based on the swatches. Do you think this is going to be an absolute dupe? How you think it's going to perform? What do you think? Let me know down below. For anyone who is new to my channel, I just want to let you know that whenever I test out a palette, I do not use a white base primer. I feel like you should just use concealer or just a regular primer is fine. But I use concealer because I just rather it just be a neutral sort of thing. And I want to see how it performs all on its own. A white base gives a palette more of an oomph to its colors, so I want to see how it does all by itself. I use Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on my eyes today. Also use a clean sweep to change in between colors. If you don't know what that is, it looks like this. You can use the same brush for something else just by quickly dusting it off, and it's completely gone. Like, you can test it on your arm and like, oh crap, where'd the color go? So this is really great. I use this almost every single time when I want to use one brush for something else a few times. To keep it fair, whatever brush I use for one side, I'm using for the other. I'm not wetting any brushes with any fixing spray or anything like that. Everything is going to be a dry brush. Enough talking, my throat is killing me. Alright guys, so what do you think? Is this CColor Cosmetics Dupe 2 palette a dupe for Life is a Drag? You tell me. Honestly, this is 100% a dupe. It looks very, very close. However, they performed differently for different shadows. It was very interesting. There was some shadows in the dupe palette that I felt like performed better than the ones in the original one, and there was ones in the original ones that I did feel like performed better than the ones in the dupe. So I'm a little torn as to which one I think is better. But I want to start off with the yellow in the Life is a Drag palette. The yellow in the Dupe 2 palette I felt like was way better. It looked brighter. I don't know if you guys can tell in the camera. In person, it is brighter. Just a little bit. And this is, again, without a white base. Another shade that I also found to be brighter and just a little bit more pigmented was the Legendary shade right here. This one versus this one right here. The dupe one is better. It's a brighter one. Again, it's not that much of a difference. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but in person, I can see it. This one's just a little bit more dimmed, and this one is more bright. And I didn't take more for this one or more for this one. It was the same amount that I took because I want to keep it fair. Now, the black one called Shady in the Life's a Drag palette was better to me. It's just more of a deeper black, which is why I liked it better. But this one's still really good. It's really not much of a difference. I was pleasantly surprised at how well the shadows performed in this palette. Like, I honestly thought I would have to build this palette up the way I built up Unisex 5 and Unisex 4. Especially Unisex 5. Unisex 5 is a dupe for the Lemonade palette by Dominique Cosmetics. And when I did that video, I had to build up the Unisex 5 to get it to the level of the Lemonade palette. However, it was still able to achieve the same look on the same eye. It looked really, really close. So for this palette, this one right here, the Dupe 2, when it came to matching up the like pigmentation to what I saw in Life to Drag, it wasn't as much as going back into it. This palette did really well. It did very well up against the Lunar Beauty palette. I cannot tell you which one I think is better. However, I can say that this is 1000% a dupe. It did do great. I mean, look at the looks. It's not that much of a difference. It's really not. I'm just noticing things right in front, but I think if I walked outside and someone saw me and I was just like, hey, you know, can you tell the difference between my eyes? They're gonna be like, no. So that's pretty good. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the Dupe 2 palettes. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're gonna get it, or if you're like, Chris, I'm gonna stick with Lunar Beauty, or I'll go ahead and get Lunar Beauty. I mean, totally up to you. I personally understand if you rather support the brand that comes out with the palette. I came from a place where I used to think that dupe palettes were horrible, and then one day I spoke with one of my friends and she gave me a different outlook on it. I do understand that sometimes you just can't afford to make that splurge on a palette to spend that much, so totally get it. By the way, I believe Lunar Beauty actually is on Afterpay now, so you can make payments towards that palette if you want to go through Lunar Beauty. And if you want to go ahead and get the dupe palette, it goes through CColor Cosmetics. You can find them through Amazon. I'll leave their link in the description box. Now, the shipping is really fast for CColor Cosmetics. I got both the palettes, the Unisex 5 and Unisex 4 and Dupe 2, within like 3 days time, maybe 4 days tops, including processing. So it was really insanely fast. So I'm really impressed with their shipping. That's all I have to say, guys. I hope you guys had a good time watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.